Ngospek Ngobrol bareng SpecTa Education bersama gue Aditya Maulana. Dan hari ini gue ditemenin juga sama founder SpecTa, Bro Hadi, yang juga akan diskusi kita pada hari ini. Sebagai informasi lagi untuk Ngospek atau podcast ini adalah informasi yang teman-teman atau Specters bisa dapatkan tentang kuliah di luar negeri, mulai dari destinasi negara mana yang mau dituju, jurusan apa yang akan diambil, dan juga tentunya informasi lain termasuk beasiswa yang Specters bisa dapatkan melalui podcast kita ini. Jadi jangan lupa subscribe YouTube channel kita dan juga follow semua sosial media platform Specters Education untuk memastikan rekan-rekan Specters updated tentang informasi studi ke luar negeri. Oke, hari ini kita akan bahas tentang kuliah di Australia. Nah, jadi buat teman-teman yang ada rencana atau mungkin masih galau mau ke Australia atau mau ke negara lain, nah hari ini Specters bisa dapetin insight yang banyak banget. Kenapa? Karena akan ada bintang tamu kita. Cielah bintang ya. So our guest speakers for today is David Bruce, or biasanya gue panggil Dave ya. Dave adalah college director dari Deakin College Jakarta. So Deakin itu is a pathway program to Deakin University yang akan sharing informasi tentang kuliah di Australia. Dan nggak cuma itu, gue dengar memang Dave ini sudah di industri pendidikan selama lebih dari 20 tahun. Nah, jadi lama banget ya. Mungkin beberapa dari Specters belum direncanakan, tapi Dave sudah memulai karirnya di industri pendidikan luar negeri. Oke, untuk mempersingkat waktu, yuk kita mulai podcast pada hari ini. Oke, Dave, so thanks for coming.
No, you're welcome, Hadi. Thank you for inviting me. Yeah.
Okay, so how are you? How are you doing?
I am baik-baik saja, as they say.
Wih, bahasa Indonesianya bagus, Specters. Okay, so 20 years ya?
I've been in this role at Deakin College, the Jakarta campus, for 20 years. And I've been involved in international education for over 30 years.
Wow.
So, yes, I'm old.
Oh, but you look young.
Oh, thank you very much. Gombal is my favorite.
Ngobrol is your favorite. Okay, so yeah, I mean like now we are discussing about the study in Australia because I believe that Specters are there. So Specters is how we call our audience, our viewers, our students, Specters. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I believe that Specters want to know more information about studying in Australia, and then what are the majors available there, and what the university and the fees and everything that in which we will discuss everything today. And yeah, so tell me about studying Australia, Dave.
All right, so I'm happy to oblige, Adit. So as we mentioned before, I work at Deakin College Jakarta campus, and this is a pathway to Deakin College in Melbourne in Australia. To Deakin University in Australia. And Deakin University is a very large government university in Victoria in Melbourne. The pathway from Jakarta involves doing either a foundation or a first-year diploma program here in Jakarta, followed by 2 years in Australia at the university campus in Melbourne.
Oh, okay. So you see combined programs, so students able to do they study partly in Jakarta and continue to Australia.
Yeah, so it's what we call a 1+2 program, 1 year here and 2 years there.
Oh, okay. So so the students able to go and start the study in Jakarta after graduation from high school, or?
Yeah, so there are two entry points. It could be after year 12 or SMA 3 high school.
Yeah, kelas 3 SMA, yeah.
Betul. Or it could be after year 11 or after IGCSEs into the foundation program first for 8 months, and then into the university level studies.
Oh, okay. So the students able to go from grade 11 to foundation, or O-level IGCSE or IB?
Correct.
Okay. Or students from grade 12 able to go for diploma programs?
Correct. Students from year 12 do not need a foundation program. They go directly into the university level studies.
Okay.
But what about the entry requirement for year 12?
So from year 12, it depends on what curricula they've been studying.
Okay.
If it's a national curriculum, then the ijazah of 7 or higher.
Okay.
But obviously we have an English requirement as well. But they might be coming from an IB background or A-levels or other backgrounds. So basically there are 2 requirements. There's the academic requirement, which is completing year 12, no matter what curricula, and the English requirement, which is approximately 5.5 IELTS.
I see. For the spectators, I don't think there should be a problem for IELTS.
5.5?
Well, we do IELTS. Yeah.
Remember, 5.5 is a
Shouldn't be a problem.
It's a minimum requirement.
Okay.
Obviously, higher is better. And the English language is a key component of success.
Of course. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. All right. So, aside from the entry requirements, the question is, why students need to go for pathway programs instead of going direct to Melbourne? I mean, like direct straight to Australia. Why Jakarta first?
Well, assuming that the students want to go to Australia, there are a number of significant advantages to starting in Jakarta first. Quite a few advantages to beginning in Jakarta and then continuing for second and third year in Australia. For example, of course, the tuition fees and the living costs, that goes without saying.
Yeah.
It's quite expensive to live in Australia, and if you can save 1 or 2 years of living costs before going to complete your studies, that's a significant saving. And also the tuition fees in Jakarta are about 50% of the fees in Australia.
Okay, half.
About half, yeah. So it's a significant saving. A student coming from SMA 3 would look at approximately saving about 400 million rupiah, approximately, about $40,000.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
For 2 years.
For the whole program,
Yeah.
the total saving, if you start in Jakarta, would be about $40,000, including living costs,
Wow.
tuition fees.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot, man.
Yeah, I mean, like, students, instead of spending living costs in Australia for a year, like for the first year of the degree, right? So they just like live in Jakarta, so they don't have to spend a lot of money compared with their spending in Australia, right?
Correct.
Plus the tuition fee, like
Yeah.
50% lesser. Yeah.
Yeah, but how much will they be spending if they go directly to Australia per month, living cost?
Well, look, the government figures are approximately $20,000 to $22,000
Per year.
per year, so something under $2,000 a month for
Okay.
living costs. Now it depends on your lifestyle. You can spend less, or you can spend a lot more.
Oh, for me it'll be a lot of less, you know.
I know you. I know you.
Only eat
He spends a lot. He spends a lot. Okay, so that means it's like $2,000 per month. Then
a bit
it's,
less, a
it's
bit less.
approximately like 20 million
Yeah, about 20 million a month.
per month in Australia.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So if they were to study in Deakin College Jakarta, they would have saved that kind of amount per month.
Yeah, so the
Just for the living
yeah,
cost.
so for the first year, you'd save approximately $20,000.
Wow.
First year.
Okay.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
interesting.
like 20 million living in Jakarta, you become sultan, you know.
Oh yeah. You can spend a lot of money for 20 million in Jakarta.
Yeah.
Wow.
Partying all day, all night. Yeah.
Yeah, but then it comes to my curiosity. If you go to Australia and then you spend the same, let's say you go for Deakin College Jakarta, yes, you save a lot of money in Jakarta, but what do you think of the quality? I mean, I'm more into, academic guy.
Yeah.
So I need to ask these kind of questions, and I believe the spectators need to know as well.
I'm really happy to talk about this, to be honest. The performance of the students in Jakarta is actually higher than the performance of the students in the campuses in Australia.
Again?
The pass rates, the academic performance is higher in Jakarta. Now that might be surprising, but there are some very good reasons behind this.
Okay.
Number one, very important, we have small class sizes. Okay, maximum 15 per class.
Okay.
Number two, also very important, students who are studying in Jakarta are still at home with the support of their family and friends. Sometimes parents will be involved as well. Our attendance, because of that, in Jakarta is always higher than attendance in Australia. Maybe there are less distractions
Yeah.
than going directly to Australia. So we have excellent attendance, very small classes, and students are not trying to transition to a new country as well as a new education system. They're just transitioning to the new education system. But they're still at home, they've still got nasi on the table at home, somebody to wash their socks. So it's less of a difficult transition for our students.
So you mean to say that they are still basically a familiar environment, but then
Correct.
it makes a lot easier for them.
Correct. Now, just to highlight this a little bit, a few weeks ago I received some data from the university, from the university statistics unit, and they compared the performance of students from various sources in their second year at Deakin University. And I'm very pleased to say that the group of students with the highest performance in second year were actually students from Deakin College Jakarta campus.
Wow.
Not from the campuses in Australia or not direct entry to the university. So this is really excellent validation and recognition for us that they are getting a good academic quality education. And this data comes from the university, not from me, not from us. So it's really great to hear that.
Siapa dulu direkturnya? Ya nggak?
Dave. Wow.
Now, look, it's not just about the academic performance and the costs. There are other reasons, and one of the main reasons that we often forget is when you study in Jakarta first and then go to Australia, you already have a group of friends, you already have a cohort of people that you know when you arrive, so you don't arrive on your own. Often our students will share accommodation together, or they have WhatsApp groups and they get together, so they're not lonely and disoriented when they arrive in Australia. And that's a very important factor that we often forget.
Wow.
Okay.
Now, personally, I'm aware of this because my daughter is actually studying in Australia at Deakin University.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I believe that she was in Deakin College Jakarta as well.
No, she wasn't, because we do not offer a pathway to nursing, and she.
Okay.
Nursing, yeah.
Okay.
So she went directly to first year on her own, and of course she was there without friends, didn't know anybody. A bit of a difficult transition period at first, but then later. Of course, everything went smoothly. But if she had come through the college, then she would already have friends. So.
Okay. Okay.
Agak menarik sih. I mean, the daughter of Dave, I believe she's a bule as well, right?
She is half a bule.
Yeah.
But she's actually officially Indonesian now.
Okay.
Not British. I'm actually British, not Australian.
Oh my God! I thought you were Australian.
I'm actually British.
Okay.
My daughter had British and Indonesian nationality, but when you reach the age of 21 in Indonesia, you cannot have dual citizenship.
Yeah.
So she became Indonesian only.
Oh, she chose Indonesia.
You know.
Wow.
Okay. Now speaking about, you mentioned about nursing. Your daughter have to go straight to Deakin University Australia. So what programs available in Deakin College Jakarta, Dave?
Okay, so in Jakarta we run the programs that have the highest demand here in Indonesia. So we run the foundation year for students from year 11 or IGCSE.
Foundation, all right.
And then we also run the first year programs for business commerce, IT, information technology, communication, and design.
Okay.
And the students who graduate from the first year, of course, go directly into the second year.
Second year. Okay. So talking about foundation means that, is it in the same level with grade 12?
Yes, the foundation is the same level as Australian year 12.
Okay. So after foundation, able to go straight to diploma in Jakarta or go straight to first year
Students have a
university?
choice. They can choose to continue to their diploma in Jakarta, they can continue to their diploma in Australia, or they can go directly into the first year of the university in their chosen program.
Oh, okay.
Atau bahasa lainnya agak
Agak santai.
santai. Okay. Okay, yeah, that makes me wonder, because students are faced whether they would like to go for A level or they would like to go for foundation after they complete IGCSE. There are a lot of students choose foundation. There are a lot of students choose A level as well. I'm just wondering so that Specters know exactly, your insight is. I mean, you have been here for 30 years, more than 30 years in education. I would believe that you would give them great insights of which one to choose from.
Again, it depends on the individual, but I think for most people, a foundation is going to be a better option.
Okay.
But there will be some people who are absolutely sure what they want to do, and if, which is not always the case, but if the school does offer those subjects and they have good teachers who are experienced in delivering those subjects, then A levels can actually be a good level.
Yeah.
But I think you're right. In most cases, the foundation is a better option.
Okay.
Now let's go for the diploma program, shall we? Now you have mentioned that you're running like 4 diploma programs in
Correct.
in the ACJ. Commerce, communication, IT, and design. About commerce, what are the most favorable majors?
Well, this is a very important point, David, because students do not choose the major when they come into first year. Students choose the major at the beginning of second year. So you don't need to decide, I want to study accounting, I want to study economics, I want to study marketing, I want to study management. You don't make that decision until after you've done the first year core units, the kuliah wajib, for commerce or business, so that you have some experience of these subjects before you make that critical decision.
Okay, but you do also have selectives, right?
So for commerce it's a straight 8 core units.
8 core units straight.
Now if you look at any university in the world and look at their first year commerce or business degree, every university will have accounting economics,
microeconomics,
marketing, management, etc. So it's basically a broad first year, and then they choose the major that they want in second year.
Okay. So is it also applies with the diploma programs as well?
Yeah, that applies to, for example, IT. If you want to go into artificial intelligence or Bachelor of IT in cybersecurity, etc., you make that decision at the end of the first year, beginning of second year.
Okay. Data science is quite popular nowadays, so the students can complete your diploma and major for data science for the second year.
Well, there's a strong program in data analytics at Deakin University.
Okay.
So they can go directly into data analytics in the second year, correct.
After diploma of commerce or
Commerce,
IT?
correct, yeah.
Okay. Data analytics is under diploma of commerce, Bachelor of Commerce.
Bachelor of Commerce. Bachelor of Commerce has many majors, but there's also a Bachelor of Data Analytics.
Yeah, because lately there are a lot of favorable majors, like data science and then digital marketing, cybersecurity, AI. You mentioned about artificial intelligence, and which are the majors that are really
going to be popular in the next few
nowadays
years,
in the future as well. So
lagging a trend,
yes.
But also a lot of industries also looking for people who are specialized in those particular majors, because they really need, especially now, data, right? Data is very important source, and then cybersecurity, like to fight Bjorka, the hacker.
To defend yourself. To defend yourself of being hacked.
So for Specters who masih galau, aduh mau ambil majors apa, so it's a really good program that they can study first in Jakarta while they are deciding, right? And then for the second year, then they are able to decide what major they will take.
In terms of the financial savings, if we're looking at about $40,000 saving, think what you can do with $40,000 in Australia. You can get a very nice car.
True. Jadi basically you're saving your money here, then when you go to Australia you can buy a good car.
But look, it's important to not just look at the price.
Okay.
Because that's for the 3-year bachelor degree. A bachelor is 3 years usually.
In
Australia 3 years.
But you should also look at the bigger picture. Look at the 5-year picture, not the 3-year picture. Because at the end of 2 years in Australia, you will have a post-study work visa.
Okay.
So which means you can stay in Australia for 2 years at least and work in any field.
Oh.
And if you include the earnings from the 2 years against the tuition fees and living costs, then that will bring the overall down more towards zero, not quite at zero, but more towards zero.
Oh, okay.
And that 2 years can be extended or might be longer than 2 years depending on where you graduate from.
I
So
see.
the graduate working visa is automatically.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
if you have a minimum of 2 years, so our program is 1+2.
Okay.
So if you have 2 years in Australia, you can stay for 2 more years.
Well, that's a good insight.
Wow. So they study for 2 years, then they will be getting 4 years visa, something like
They
that.
study for 2 years,
Yeah, study for 2 years
and then there's the 2 year post-study work visa.
yeah, so that they can look for jobs
Yeah.
for 2 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then after 2
Wow.
years, you need to make a decision. Are you going to come back home? Are you going to study again, perhaps, do a master's degree?
Okay.
Or are you going to try and apply for permanent residency in Australia? So there's 3 options, really.
Oh.
Can they extend their postgraduate visa?
That would be up to the employer to sponsor them to do that.
Yeah.
However, if you want a longer post-study work visa, you can actually go to one of Deakin University's regional campuses and get 3 years post-study work visa.
Okay.
So if you study, for example, a Bachelor of Commerce in Geelong, which is 1 hour from Melbourne by train, then you will have 3 years post-study work visa.
Oh, okay. So you have different campuses in Melbourne.
There are multiple campuses, but the campus 1 hour from Melbourne, it gives a 3-year post-study work visa.
Oh, what makes it different? What?
Because it's classified by the government as,
By the government.
yeah, as regional, not metropolitan.
So metropolitan is Melbourne, the one your campus in
Yeah.
Burwood.
Correct.
That is the metropolitan. The regional one is in Geelong.
Geelong. But it's regional, but it's not in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
It's not in the middle
Oh
of
yeah, I've
Australia.
been there. It's very beautiful.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, it's in the coast area,
The
right?
coast-
Coastal area.
The campus looks over the ocean.
Yeah. The waterfront campus,
Correct,
right?
yeah, it's
Yeah,
really
it's
nice.
beautiful. Have you
Yeah.
been there before?
It's
That's the thing.
It's called waterfront because it's in front of the water.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Okay.
very beautiful. You have to go there, mate. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So, talking about the working visa, what is the average starting salary for fresh graduates in Australia?
Look, I can tell you the average hourly rate for employment is about $20 an hour.
Okay.
Now, I said before that my daughter was studying in Melbourne, and you can actually make quite a lot more than that if you're prepared to work weekends and holidays. And if you're an international student from Indonesia in Australia, you probably haven't got family there, so you can work evenings and weekends and holidays and make sometimes 1.5 or 2 times that per hour. So $40 an hour is pretty good in any book. But I would also encourage students, if they do go to live in Australia and they study in Australia, to not come home during the holidays, stay there,
And work.
because you can work 40 hours
40.
a week during your holidays.
A holiday able to work for up to 40
Full-time.
hours.
You can work full-time during the holidays, and you're paying for your rent anyway, so why
Yeah.
come home and leave your empty
Yes.
apartment there? So
Yeah.
your family should come and visit you. Don't go home.
Yeah.
Ini yang di bahasa kita namanya nggak mau rugi.
Iya.
Udah bayar, ngapain pulang gitu? Iya, right? Ngapain pulang udah bayar kok malah ditinggalin nggak ditinggalin gitu loh. May as well that you earn more money there, right?
Yeah, take advantage of the fact that you can work.
You can work full
full-time.
time. Yes, yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So, student visa holder able to work part-time,
They
20
are,
hours,
yes.
and during holiday, 40 hours.
40 hours a week during the term breaks, and don't forget universities have very long breaks.
Yeah, different with Indonesia, only 2 weeks, probably 3 weeks. But Australia, how long is the break?
Well, if you finish in November, then you would have December, January, and February off. So 3 months when you can work full time,
Wow, all right.
Interesting.
or come home to your family. It's up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is the during studying, right? How about after that? I mean, what is the starting salary for fresh graduate?
I'm not really sure, to be honest, at it, but it's in the region of 40,000-50,000 per year, in that region.
40,000-50,000 per year.
Yeah.
So 2 years means like 80 to 100,000 plus previously taking part-time. Yeah, it's ROI within 2 years.
Is it?
More or less.
Yeah, more or less.
So basically, you go there, study, and then you don't pay a cent.
Yeah, we can't really brand it as free education.
Yeah.
But basically, within 5 years, you can more or less get a return on your investment.
Yeah.
Wow.
You see, education and studying to Australia is more to investment, yeah.
Wow.
Especially if the students take 1 year in Jakarta first, right?
Correct.
And then 2 years in Australia.
Yeah.
And after that 2 years working in Australia, ya balik modal lah. Mungkin lebih malah ada tambahannya.
Bisa lebih.
Look, it depends on what you do.
Bisa. Ini one of our students who after graduation and even before graduates already did a part-time in one of the IT company in Australia, and then after that he worked there, and the starting salary is amazing. Yeah, a year probably 60 to 70,000 because of the IT major, and now he's there in Sydney, with his family.
Wow, the parents will be proud then.
Yeah, of course, definitely. So buat Specters ya, yang di rumah mungkin ada Innova nganggur ya, bilang ini Innovanya mau aku jual ya. Buat apa? Buat investasi kuliah di Australia, nanti setelah 4 tahun aku kembaliin ROI-nya plus
Interest.
Pakai interest kalau sama orang tua.
Nggak boleh. Oke.
After 5 years, you can buy it with an alpha.
Exactly.
Wow. Exactly.
Okay.
That's
interesting. It's very interesting.
It's a good tale. Okay. Now, speaking about the tuition fees, we have explained. About scholarship, Dave. Yeah, there are a lot of scholarship seeker out there, right?
Yeah.
What scholarship do you have in Deakin College Jakarta?
Well, I'll start with the bad news. If you're looking for a full scholarship, keep looking.
Yeah.
Because they're like unicorns.
Yep.
They're very rare, or they don't exist.
Yeah.
But we do. I think there are 2 reasons why people are interested in scholarships. It's they want some financial assistance, or they have excellent academic results from school. If it's the first reason, then Deakin College Jakarta is for sure the best pathway, because the tuition fees are so much lower and the living costs are so much lower. And then if it's because they have excellent academic results from school, we do offer some partial scholarships, only up to $3,000 for excellent high school results.
Well,
and all of this information is available on the Deakin College website.
Okay. So 30 juta.
Lumayan 30 juta.
Up to 3,000.
Ya
25 gitu dapat lah ya. Kita tawar-tawar dikit boleh dong.
Oh, you can tawar-tawar.
Oh, boleh. Wow. See, this is why I like Deakin College actually. Okay.
Tapi Specters jangan lupa kalau dapat scholarship ngomong ke orang tua.
Oh iya, jangan dipakai sendiri.
Ntar bayarnya full.
So those are the 2 reasons people look for scholarships.
Yep.
We also usually have early bird offers and things like this as well. For excellent students, they can apply to Deakin University, and occasionally some of our students have received 25% tuition fee reduction.
Oh, that's also quite a lot. Yeah.
Again, this is based on their results in Deakin College Jakarta, based on their
I see.
performance.
So in Deakin College Jakarta, they have the chance to get the partial scholarship, and then when they proceed to Deakin University in Australia, they also have the chance to get another scholarship.
The partial scholarship,
Yeah, the partial scholarship.
Yeah.
But that is based on merit. Based on There's another scholarship. You mentioned IT before.
Yeah.
The university's actually got a very generous Bachelor of IT or Computer Science scholarship of 20% for second year and third year. If they pass the first year in Jakarta with a GPA of 65%.
Okay.
So automatically getting the 20%.
Automatic 20%.
20%.
But minimum requirement 65.
Berapa tuh 20%?
Tergantung harganya dong.
What is the tuition fee?
We'll look at
annually
about 34,000. Like that. So
Berapa ayo? Ayo, itu 20% dari 34.000.
About 7,000.
Yeah,
See, it's fast. Yeah, he's still thinking.
I did A-level math.
Oh, wow.
It's being asked almost every day, man. This is the same question being asked by students. Come on.
And it's 30 years.
30 years.
Yeah.
Oh my
So
god.
that IT scholarship
Yeah.
is valid until 2026.
Mm.
So students joining this year, next year, 2 years, they can still take advantage of that scholarship.
So the scholarship that they're getting is, you're saying it's automatic, right? Automatically.
Automatic if you have the minimum requirement.
Yes,
from the
yes.
first year.
So you don't need to apply anymore for that. You just
when you apply to the university, then that
they
will
just
be,
give it to you.
will be on the condition on the letter of offer. Yes.
Okay, great. Okay,
Okay.
Dave. Final questions. We believe that there are some other institutions as well in Jakarta running similar program. What makes Deakin is more unique compared to the others?
Okay, that's a great question, Hadi. You believe right, there are other similar programs in Jakarta. A couple of reasons. This is Deakin College Jakarta campus. It's not a franchise, it's a campus of Deakin College. Deakin College has 4 campuses, 3 in Australia and 1 outside Australia. This one in Jakarta. It's the only one.
Oh,
Okay.
the
So
only
it's actually
one. Okay.
so we're offering exactly the same program, exactly the same online learning platform, exactly the same materials, exactly the same examinations, exactly the same days and times for examinations as we do for the other campuses.
So even the time of the exam is exactly the same as the one in Australia.
Correct. And there are
Wow.
3 exam sessions. There's the morning, the early morning, the late morning, and the afternoon. But the timetabler in Melbourne very kindly makes sure that there are no 7 a.m. exams in Jakarta.
Yeah.
So the earliest exams in Jakarta are 9:30 in the morning.
Oh.
Yeah, so we're very lucky to have a kind timetabler.
Wow. They can study online and offline as they like,
Correct.
anytime they want.
Correct.
So they can even, Specters can even do Monday online, Tuesday offline.
Correct.
Wow.
Very flexible.
Wow.
It's a new world, Hadi.
It is. But I thought that students can do either online or offline, but now you're
I think
combining
Going
them
back to your
into...
question, I think that's the case at most institutions. You have to choose either or.
Yes, exactly.
But I think it's critical in today's world that we react to the changing world and that we're able to be flexible.
I mean, even as a British, UK themselves, they don't allow online anymore. You have to go to UK.
Well, I'm British and I don't want to go there.
Exactly. I mean, they can't do it online, but Deakin Jakarta can do both online or offline.
And it's the same with our campus in Melbourne. Online and offline are available.
That's very interesting.
The difference is if you're choosing online from the Melbourne campus, you need to deal with the 4-hour time difference.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
here at least there's no time difference.
Yes.
So maybe
Yes.
1 hour time difference if
Yeah.
you're in Makassar or Bali or something like that.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm good now. Now I'm satisfied. Thank you. Thank you.
And I heard that the online infrastructure of Deakin is one of the best in Australia.
I don't know. You should ask him.
No, yeah, I read.
Well,
yeah.
the university is very strong in cloud learning, cloud education. 2.5 years ago, when COVID hit, suddenly we moved to online classes at 1 day's notice.
Oh wow.
And it was very smooth.
1 day notice.
Yeah. So on Monday we had classes face to face. Tuesday online. Directly.
Wow.
That's amazing.
It is amazing. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now I have more insights. I have more insights. Thank you. Thank you,
Mission
Dave.
accomplished then.
Yeah, mission accomplished. Yes. Wow.
So there are a lot of things, of course, beneficial if you go to Australia.
Yeah.
Jadi ada beberapa hal ya, Specters ya. Kenapa pilih Australia? Yang pertama, negaranya stabil, ya, compare sama beberapa negara yang ada di gitu ya. Jadi relatif stabil Australia.
Yeah.
And the working opportunities while you are studying, taking part time, and then after you graduated, ya itu juga ada 2 years working visa yang Specters bisa manfaatkan ya untuk bekerja di Australia dengan starting salary sekitar 40 sampai 50 ribu Australian dollar per tahun tuh ya. Di sini ya nggak bisa ya segitu ya. Oh ya Hadi, kita punya surprise.
Oh wow,
Ulang tahun hari ini.
Sing panjang umurnya because my umur is already panjang.
it's your birthday today.
Yeah, you mentioned in the beginning.
So
Yeah.
I gave myself a birthday present. Come to SpecTa and record a
Thank
podcast.
you. That's why we're giving back to you.
Okay.
Make a wish. Make a wish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Done. Not going to tell you.
Okay, once again, Dave, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Okay.
Happy birthday.
Now, before we close our podcast, do you have closing remarks, Dave?
Look, I think maybe important to clarify a little bit about why Australia is a good option for the longer term, not just for the medium and short
Okay.
term. If we think of the future of Indonesia lies closely connected to Australia, and vice versa. The future
Right.
of Australia lies connected to Indonesia.
Right. Okay, thank you, Dave,
You're
once
very
again.
welcome.
Yeah. So, if I may recap the session and discussion of us for today. Buat Specters ya, jadi opportunity untuk kuliah di Australia itu sangat menjanjikan. Kenapa? Pertama, negaranya stabil, kemudian bisa kerja while you're studying, and after graduation bisa dikasih juga working visa, yang mana kerja tuh 2 tahun setelah lulus bisa BBM. What is it then, Dave?
BBM.
Balik modal ya.
No, balik modal. BBM.
Bisa balik modal.
Bisa balik modal. Itu kata baru tuh BBM.
BBM dari Dave lagi ya.
Dari Dave, ya.
Emang alay juga ternyata Dave ini ternyata. Nah itu
Better than bank power bantal ya.
bawa bantal. Oke, nah itu ya. Jadi itu salah satu beberapa dari keunggulannya, dan juga dengan pilihan di mana Specters bisa mulai study journey-nya di Jakarta terlebih dahulu dengan pathway programs yang tentunya di-provide oleh Deakin College Jakarta ya, dari grade 11 bisa foundation, atau grade 12 atau grade 12 itu bisa langsung diploma equals to tahun pertama university, untuk kemudian lanjut langsung ke tahun kedua di Australia dengan banyak sekali benefit ya, bisa save cost, biaya sampai dengan 40,000 Australian dollar save costnya ketimbang langsung ke Australia, itu save banyak banget. Dan tidak hanya sampai di situ aja, scholarship juga available ya buat Specters untuk partial scholarship yang juga bisa dimanfaatkan buat Specters, tentunya dengan requirements yang harus dipenuhi ya Specters ya. Oke, jadi demikian recap yang bisa saya sampaikan. Jangan lupa buat subscribe ya YouTube channel SpecTa Education, dan juga follow our social media platform termasuk Instagram untuk mendapatkan informasi yang lebih banyak lagi tentang studi di luar negeri, tentang persiapan IELTS ya, bahasa Inggris Specters semuanya, dan juga informasi tentang beasiswa. Saya Aditya Maulana dan juga founder dari SpecTa Education, Hadi undur diri. Sekali lagi thank you Dave.
Thank you Dave.
Thank you for
coming.
Ya, sampai ketemu di ngospek berikutnya. Aditya Maulana signing out. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Okay.